Okay, we should be live now, I believe, if this is working. We are actually on time today. Well, I'm like 3 or 4 minutes late, but you get the point. For my standards, this is early. All right, we should be set up, and now we can begin. So, for Week 7, we will be watching the Caps of the Ravens, and then Week 8, the poll ended up being very close, but the Lions and Colts ended up winning, so we will be watching those two teams for the first time this year. So I think we're watching 4 teams we have not seen yet, which is pretty cool. So we're going to start with the Caps and the Ravens. Who is home? I believe Baltimore is. Let me check. Yeah. Siri, give me a whole number between 1 and 2. Siri has picked... How many times in a row is Siri going to pick 2? Siri's picked 2 so many times as of recently. What's good, Pokemon? Welcome in. So, I guess we will use your Baltimore. If Boomy comes within the next, minute, he can pick his jerseys. Imagine if the Ravens win this game. Okay, Boomy is here. Cool. Alright, do you want to go with your homes, away, color rush? Ravens don't have a ton of throwbacks, but all blacks. Yeah, they only have one throwback, and it's not that different. Purple color rushes, okie dokie, Chief. Superstars and Superstar X Factors. All the X Factors are on the Caps. We got Stephon Diggs, TJ Watt, Bobby Wagner, Cameron Hayward, and Earl Thomas. And then for the Superstars, Terry McLaurin, Trent Boyett, Quinnen Williams, the two $280 million men with McLaurin and Williams. Trent Brown, Kevin Byard, Carson Wentz, Xavier McKinney, Todd Gurley, Enzo, Sterling Shepard, Nick Boyle, Marcus May, and I forgot he's still at Tom Brady. Huh. I didn't realize Tom Brady was still on this team, to be honest. I thought Brady was rotting away in free agency, but I guess he is Carson's backup. Soon he might be Isaiah Thomas's backup. Who knows? Since the Ravens are not the Bulldogs, you think the Caps should win this game? Columbus is definitely the better team, but hey, maybe Baltimore shocks the world. Maybe Andy Morrison is really good and watched. The Eagles are in a great spot. I mean, they certainly could make the playoffs. They're in a fairly tough division with London and the Caps, but Buckley's been playing well. The Eagles have a young team. I could see them certainly pushing for a playoff spot. Doesn't look like the weather is great. A battle of the Maryland teams, but because Columbus used to be Washington, but since Columbus is not in Maryland, that wouldn't make sense. The Caps do have some nice jerseys, I agree with that. Their jerseys are pretty clean, especially compared to the other relocation teams. Oh, and the Eagles have 2 top picks, and they have their own. So the Eagles, not only are they a good team, but they also have 2 very high draft picks, which they can use on rookies or they can use as trade chips. Just joined the server, but this looks fun. Well, I appreciate you joining in, my guy. So here is Carson Wentz, who's been fine this year. He hasn't been bad. He hasn't been outstanding, but he's been pretty good. Wentz probably knows his job is kind of on the line, because the Caps have numerously stated that they are considering replacing him. Can you change your gear after the game? Put it in the Discord, and then I can, I'll do it on stream if it's not a lot. Are there any CPU teams now? The Cowboys are the only one. Because we've got a lot of people in the past couple days. They trying to get rid of Wentz. I think Jax would certainly want a quarterback back, but he has said that he is interested in dealing Mr. Wentz. If the Caps get IT, I imagine Carson Wentz would probably be part of that trade package to the Chargers. Third and 2. I think he barely got it. That was close. Unfortunately, Columbus is not taking on the Cowboys today, so that means Todd Gurley's going to play like an actual human. Because when they play against the Cowboys, we know Todd Gurley turns into, like, you know, vintage Jim Brown over here. What year are we in? So this is technically year 4, but we also simulated the first year. So this is like the 5th year of the franchise, but this is like the 4th year that we're going through. Yeah, it's 2024. Offered Morrison and the Steamers first for Wentz at the start of the year. Yeah, I don't know how comfortable I'd be with Andy Morrison if I was the Caps. I mean, they do have Phil Riddle. And Phil Riddle's lone year of starting, he made an OFL Bowl. And since he left New England, they've sucked. So maybe Phil Riddle's the answer. The shame he's not gotten to start since that 1 year of the Pats. 4th and 4. They're going to kick a field goal, a 57-yarder in the rain from a former first-round pick, Enzo Fungaroli. That looks good. I don't think so. No, that was wide right. It had the distance, I think. I swear, Enzo has missed so many kicks in watch games. He's missed... That did not have the distance, and it was not accurate. When we make a player, do we play all years of college? So when you make a player, they will be put into the next draft class. Unless the next draft class is already made, then they'll be put into the following one. So your player, if you just made one, they will be entered into the next draft class that will be made. Which I think will be the one, this upcoming draft class, the last one. Who did the Snowhawks play this week? I don't remember. I know I heard they were on the poll at least once. Or maybe not. Hold on. So for week 8, the Snowhawks play Dallas. That should probably be a win. And then week 7, the Bills. That's not as easy, but you guys should definitely go at least 1-1. So you play the Bills this week, and then next is Dallas.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 34-yard line.
2nd and 3 for Baltimore. Nice first down for Rashad Penny. Made it like 2 days ago. Okay, cool. So that player will be put into the next draft class, which is made by our good pal FG. Ravens are kind of moving it. I mean, they did get good field position because of the missed kick, but they're still doing pretty good. Wonder how many user players will be in the first draft class. Probably a lot. Usually the first class is going to have the most, because all of the players are going to want to be in the first one, obviously. So probably a good amount. Okay, maybe the Ravens are not in field goal range anymore. Nice sack for TJ Watt. What's good, Jax? Welcome. You came in a good time because your team just got a sack, and then your corner got mossed. But yeah, all you've pretty much missed so far is an Enzo missed field goal, and that's about it. Was that Trent Boyd who got mossed? That might have been. Does Chidobe Awuzie have Superstar? Because if not, that was probably Boyd who got mossed. Your wide receiver core is McLaurin. Yeah, pretty much. It's literally just Terry McLaurin. Enzo sucks and watch. I'm not going to disagree. He's missed so many kicks. Now, they've all been hard kicks, to be fair. But he's missed all the hard kicks. And he shouldn't be, because he's like one of the best kickers in the game. Chidobe, so that might have been Chidobe who got mossed. For the sake of Chidobe being the GOAT, hopefully it wasn't him. Third and 10. What does Morrison have up his sleeve? They do get the first. How did he not make that tackle? Noah Fant was like a good 4 yards behind the line when he caught it. And he somehow got it to the 8. What's good, Apple? Welcome in, my guy. You guys will be the watched game for Week 8. Your game barely won the poll, but it did. So, congrats. Wonder how Eddie Small is going to play. Andy is 5 for 5. He has not been bad today. Second and goal. That was a bad pass. Ginobili could have made a play on that ball. Get this is still the first half, but Morrison is looking really good. He has been good, and this is a tough defense he's facing off against, and he's been impressive. That should have been intercepted. That was not a good pass, but so far, not a bad first drive from Andy Morrison. He hasn't been great, but he's been good. He's exceeded expectations if the Ravens are winning. Any chance you get traded? No, you're not going to get traded today, but you'll probably be traded before the Week 9 trade deadline, which I'm thinking will be Saturday. I'm going to make an announcement probably shortly after this stream, but I think Weeks 9 and 10 are going to be Saturday, and that's when the trade deadline is going to be. Pro won't be online. We've figured out a possible loophole that since Pro is probably not going to hop online, that we're going to treat this as if the Chargers are a CPU team to where the trades are offered to me and I pick the best one. So the Chargers are still going to get a haul. Okay, they're going to get a lot. Their team might be on paper a little bit better. Don't know who's better for the expansion team. Or you mean the relocation team, I guess. Oh my goodness! Malcolm Tremblay! The GOAT! With a 64-yard touchdown! Who needs Todd Gurley when you have Malcolm Tremblay? Is that like his first good play in a watch game? Ravens are... I don't know if the Ravens are the worst, but the Ravens are not great. This is a game the Caps should definitely win.
Makes the score Caps 7, Ravens 3.
So Colts Lions, yes, that will be the Week 8 game. I'm curious to see both of those teams. See what Russell Wilson has up his sleeve and see if the Colts are legit. Best running back of all time. You know, I'm not going to disagree with that. What other running back has gotten a 64-yard touchdown on today's stream? The answer is nobody. So therefore, Malcolm Tremblay, by default, is the best running back of all time. Ravens get the ball right back. And then they're going to score a long touchdown. What is this? 77 yards for whoever number 10 is. That's not Terry. First of all, what a dot by Morrison. Second of all, who the hell was covering Scott, who had the touchdown? So this has been quite the start to the second quarter. It was 3-0, what, a minute ago? Literally a minute ago, it was 3-0. And now it's 10-7. Okay, were both of those drives one play each? I think they were. That's unbelievable. Sup, it's the Titans coach here. Welcome in, my guy. This is a good game, surprisingly. I don't know why you guys voted for this, but if this game proves out to be good, then I'll be biting my words. I'm impressed with Andy Morrison so far. Okay, Wakti, did you see my crazy ending? I did not. So was it a Wakti or was it a Lockty? I guess it's a Lockty for not knowing what happened. But oh well. Malcolm Tremblay only gets 3. That's way less than his last carry. Not that that means anything.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 32-yard line. Wentz's pass complete.
So should you spoil? Your call.
It's a gain of 10 and a Columbus first down. Number 30, Todd Gurley.
Not much there for Todd.
He's brought down at the 42-yard
We need Tremblay to get the ball more. Tremblay is in the backfield here.
2nd and 9.
And he will get the ball. And I think he got the first. Either he got it or he was close. Who do the Titans play this week? Let me check. So week 7, the Titans play against... Hold on, let me see. Week 7, it's the Packers. And week 8, you guys play the Steamers. So two interleague games.
35, the ball carrier. He's tackled at the 34.
Malcolm Tremblay is cooking right now.
First down.
Was anyone expecting this to be Malcolm Tremblay battling against Andy Morrison? Because I wasn't. But here we are. Wentz is going to scramble with it now. Tries to stiff arm the defender. He gets 7. Probably going to lose them both. Well, the Packers and Steamers aren't great. I mean, they're both decent. But you guys should probably win one. Think Morrison is your franchise guy? I mean, maybe. He's looked like it today. Put it that way. He's looked good so far. And he's had some good moments this season. He hasn't been great, but he hasn't been terrible. Didn't he win like an AFC Offensive Player of the Week recently? I think he did. The Ravens still lost, but I'm pretty sure he won an Offensive Player of the Week. Third and 5, Wentz throws it away. Caps are going to probably kick the field goal. A 46-yarder for Enzo. He should not miss this one. If he does, that'd be pretty bad. And he drills it. Okay, so we're tied at 10. Want to see you lose both today. What? Eddie is good, but his stats are yikers. Yeah, Small's numbers have not been great this year, but you guys are winning games. Hopefully you can get IT. I wonder, I really have no idea where IT's going to end up. And there's like a 99% chance he's going to be on a new team by the start of next stream. So he's going to be somewhere new. He heard for rumblings if you want a Mookie Gray. Well, if I was Morrison, I wouldn't really be threatened by that. Because I would say Morrison's better than Mookie. IT has been way better of a worse team. Statistically, IT has been better than Small this year. But I would still choose Small.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. A 7-yard pickup.
Although I think they're both probably around like the same talent level, I would say. If we were to do a rankings, they'd be pretty close. Morrison is 6 for 9. Nice.
Intended for Noah Fant. Incomplete. He was covered by Xavier McKinney.
3rd and 3. Another dot from Andy. Okay. He's wheeling and dealing right now. Can the Ravens take the lead before halftime? That probably won't help. If Eddie plays like dog poo, you'll go for IT. I would still trust Eddie Small a little bit more. But, I mean, we'll see how Small does in watched. We've not seen Eddie Small a ton in watched games. He doesn't have a ton of experience there, so we'll see. He has a QB name, not going to lie. Yeah, kind of. 3rd and 4. Morrison, a risky throw, but it is broken up by, I believe, Boyett. Ooh, the Ravens are going to choose to punt it. 4th and 4 on the 38. I mean, you could go for a 55-yard kick. You could go for it, or you could do that. I would have gone for it. Because you're in no man's land, so I feel like you don't have much to lose. The Ravens are 1 and 4. What do they have to lose at this point? Like, you might as well. Just go for it. Ooh, that should have been a pick 6. That was right in his hands. Baltimore wasting what could have been a great opportunity. You would have gone for the field goal. I don't remember who the Ravens kicker is. I mean, if Enzo's going to miss it from 57, I don't trust whoever Baltimore has from 55. Yeah, it doesn't look like the Caps are going to score here. Final play of the quarter. It is caught, but it doesn't really matter. If he finally shows that he can put up a really good game, you're joining the Eddie Small for Life Club. Well, since he's going to ball out, I will give you a pre-advanced welcome to the club. The next coming of Deontay Johnson. Deontay Johnson's not that bad. Tied at 10 through the first half. I am impressed with the Ravens. I did not think they were going to keep it this close. Specifically Andy Morrison, who's been great. He's definitely been better than Wentz. The Ravens also will start the second half on offense.
Take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Who do you guys play week 7, Apple? Hold on, let me see. I don't remember. The Colts play against the Jets. You better win that game, because the Jets are not good this year. That's not a game you guys can lose. The Jets are no longer good.
Brings up second and 8.
Yeah, I know you meant the guy who dropped the ball. I assumed you were calling Deontay Johnson Butterfingers, because he does drop quite a few passes. It's a shame that the Steelers have him and Eric Ebron dropping passes together. And they had the TikTok boys.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 1.
We both know you're gonna beat the Jets at least. I mean, you should. I don't know if you win the Detroit game because the Lions are a pretty good team, but you definitely should beat the Jets. 3rd and 9. Morrison stays calm and composed, and he launches a 21-yard beauty. This is really something. And these are Terry McLaurin's done nothing today. These are freaking Otis Adams and DeAndre Scott making these plays, who are not highly rated at all. If those guys were on my roster, they'd be bench warmers.
10 more yards.
Upgrades after week... I might do upgrades after week 8. That's not a bad idea. What's good, Lucario? Welcome in, my guy. Hopefully you win versus the Packers. They're 3-3. I mean, yeah, Green Bay's not great. The Packers have been inconsistent, specifically the quarterback, Katie Katz. He's had some really good games, and he's had some really bad games. So you don't really know what you're going to get out of him.
Rashad Penny, the ball carrier. He's taken down at the 33-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up second and 7. Rashad Penny, the ball carrier. Casey Hayward.
So is Teddy P. That's true. Teddy has had some good games this year and some very bad ones. 3rd and 7. That should have been picked off. There have been a lot of dropped interceptions by both sides today. Does anybody know who you play this week? Let me check, as the Ravens are going to go for a 50-yarder. Not a guarantee by any stretch. I don't think he got it. Nope. He missed it. Week 7, the Raiders play... Looks like they have a bye week. And then week 8, you guys play the Ravens. So the Raiders should go 1-0 today. Keyword is should. Welcome in, RMP. Nice kick indeed. So both teams have missed field goals today. At least the Caps have a good kicker, though. I guess that means the Caps should be a little bit more embarrassed if they missed it, though. Because Enzo should not be missing 57-yarders.
First down, Columbus.
Looking forward to the all-created player thing on Madden, hopefully making it a sim league. Well, if you pull that off, credit to you. Because that sounds pretty tough. Todd Gurley has really done nothing today. He's done nothing. I wouldn't panic and make, like, Tremblay the starter over him or something, but Malcolm Tremblay has been far better than Todd today. Another nice pass by Wentz. Wentz hasn't been bad in this game. He just hasn't really done anything good. He's just been there. When is the Q&A? I plan on working on it within the next couple days when I have time. And I should have time fairly soon. So it's going to be hopefully within the next week, I think. You need another win. You guys do need another win because the NFC West is starting to pick it up after a surprisingly slow start. Give me Gurley and I'll have him plus Saquon. Well, that'd be pretty nasty. The only problem is you'd have to give up something of significance, and I don't know if you want to do that for a backup running back. So within the next year, got it. 5K special. No, this is for hitting 1 million views, which happened like a month ago. So it should go up before I have 5,000 subscribers, which probably won't be within the next week unless we absolutely explode or something, which I'm not opposed to. But yeah, I'm probably at like 1 million, like 50,000 views by now. Wentz with a dot in the end zone. The Caps are back on top. I don't know who caught it, but somebody did for a nice grab. It was Tajik! Tajik Potts! So the Caps are back on top. This is a game Columbus has no business losing. They should have tried to put away the Ravens a while ago, but Baltimore has been tough and resilient, and Andy Morrison has continued to be impressive. My Octi nearing 5K makes me happy, makes me smile. Octi is too cool. Can you be too cool? Is that a thing? Morrison sacked for a loss of 9. Not a good start to the drive. Yetur Gross Matos with the play. Remember the Seattle Sea? Oh yeah, that was like 3 years ago. There were a bunch of series I did in the past that lasted like 2 episodes. So that's definitely not the only one. Is that going to be a safety? No, Morrison gets out of it. How? How does he do that? How? But yes, back to what I was saying. Back in the old days when I had like a couple hundred subscribers and I started a new series practically like every week, and most of them did not make it past like 3 episodes. Good times. Oh, that's not a first down. They do get one here, though. How did Morrison get that play? He was literally in the end zone, completely off balance, just kind of heaved it up for Terry McLaurin, who I don't think has caught a pass before that. EA clearly hates you today. If EA didn't hate you today, then this game probably would have been a sim. Been in the Octi... Yeah, it has been about 2 years. Time really does fly. Throw back to when you joined the OFL and you made that, at the time, really bad trade for Carson Wentz. And I was like, what is this kid doing? This kid has no clue what he's doing. And then it worked out. Don't have any to make. You would if you have revamped, but I don't have a PS5 for any of the new games. Yeah, I've been meaning to get a modded Xbox for the longest time now because I need to get revamped set up for the next series. Oh, it's an interception for the former Diablo Xavier McKinney and the former Raven. Xavier McKinney just picked off his old team. Been in the Octi family for about a year now. Yeah, you've been here for a while too. Another sack for Hodge. The time goes very fast, it feels like, even with the pandemic. The past year has low-key flown by, even though it felt like it hasn't. Remember when Apple gave you a first for like 70 overall? Philip Dorsett, eek. Yeah, that's pretty rough. But Apple's definitely gotten better. He got better quickly, too, because... I remember, like, the next day I sent him, like, a DM, and I was trying to be nice. I was trying to say, what the hell are you doing, but, like, in a nice way. And then I felt kind of bad, but it clearly worked out, because that trade for Wentz definitely helped his team, and I think they made the OFL Bowl that year. And now Wentz is launching dots in Columbus. You haven't been fleeced or fleeced anyone? No, you haven't. Although, at the time, we thought the trade to move up to 1 was a fleece, because you guys gave up Jamal Adams. But, I mean, clearly it was a win, considering you got Smirnov. And I think New England would love a guy like Smirnov, because they have not had consistent QB play at all. Touchdown for Stephon Diggs. So now the Caps are finally putting Baltimore away. They should have been doing this in the second quarter, but hey, now they're doing it. But even though Andy Morrison threw the interception, I'm still quite impressed with him. He has definitely played better than I would have thought. Smirnov equals 7 Jamal Adams. I don't know about 7, maybe like 4. Because Jamal Adams was quite good in this game. I, was just living. Now Apple's living and he's figured it out. You're somehow 5-1. I mean, really, was the only big move you made in the offseason to get small? Was that like your only big... I know you've made a couple moves this year to get guys like Hawk and the Honey Badger. But was the only gigantic move you guys made last year was to get Eddie? I'm not saying small is the only reason why you guys have 5 wins, but... I mean, you have more wins than you did in all of last year. Could it be in part because of the man, the myth, the legend, Eddie Small? 3rd and inches, another tough throw. That was a good pass, just incomplete. An RMP. I don't know how the Jags are 1-5. How can you be 1-5 and have a positive point differential? That doesn't make sense. Like, the Jags have no business being this bad. I guess they've gotten hit by the injury bug with Judy going down and a few other guys, but the Jaguars should not be 1-5. Obviously, on paper, they shouldn't be, but all their losses have been so close. Madden just dislikes RMP. You better win out. That's a pretty tall task. I don't think anyone's going to win out because we're only in week 7. That's a 10 or 11 game win streak, depending on who's at a bye. So, yeah, you guys have a positive... Your point differential is super close to the Colts. I think the Colts' point differential is only like 6 or 7 more, and Indy is 4 games ahead of you guys. I don't know how that makes sense. The Colts' point differential might be like 12, and the Jags might be like 5. I don't know if those are the exact numbers, but it's in the ballpark. Yeah, because I think the one Jags win, they beat Tennessee by like 30. And I guess if you ever 5 games, we're all super close. 4th and 10, a nuke for Morrison. It's overthrown. Yeah, I think this game is pretty much done. It's not a sim yet, but it looks like the Cavs should have it in the bag. Can we tell anyone, but Lobra isn't good at trading? I mean, he's not great at trading, but I wouldn't say he's bad. He doesn't get fleeced. Put it that way. I think the only trade you got fleeced in was you trading a second for Marcus May, but it worked out in the end. Yeah, because you were able to get McKinney out of it. So it did technically work out, although Marcus May for his 2 isn't even really that bad. I mean, May's a little bit older, but... You play to your opponents and you win. The Jags play to their opponents and lose. I guess that's how it works. Hindsight, Calvin Ridley and a 2 for Devontae Adams was a fleece for you? I would agree with that. Yeah. I mean, Calvin Ridley's cool, but... Although Devontae Adams has been quiet this year, in general, I would... Yeah, that's a fleece. Yeah, I think that's the dagger. We might as well just sim now at this point. The Ravens have one time. Baltimore's not going to win the game. After this, unless they fumble it here or something, we'll start simming. Because of Willis. I'm not falling for it, Chief. I've learned to not trade unless you need someone. Yeah, like trading for the purpose of trading is kind of pointless. All right, that'll do it. The Columbus Caps will get the win 24-10. Remember, your first trade in the FGFL was a 1, 2 2s, and a 3 for 34-year-old Le'Veon Bell. Ouch. Yeah, that's pretty rough. I mean, we all even I sucked at trading at the beginning probably, but we've all figured it out. We all know that value is important, and it's not all about getting old players. John Ross and N'Keal Harry destroyed in your offense, which is just hilarious. It's odd that John Ross and N'Keal Harry are way outperforming Devontae Adams. Looking at the numbers, Carson was very efficient. He didn't make any big plays, but he wasn't bad. Andy Morrison was quite good. I know his numbers aren't outstanding, but he played well. Now I'd like to say you're a pretty good trader. Yeah, I would agree with that. Running the ball, Malcolm Tremblay had that one really big run of 64. Other than that, no one really did anything on the ground. We were all sympathetic to Pro when he gave that one guy. What? I'm confusion. Scott, the only 100-yard receiver, with 100 on the nose. And there we go. So it's sim time. My prediction is Devontae isn't dominating because he's likely getting double-teamed, leaving Ross and Harry open. You know, I would agree with that, but I don't think Madden is smart enough to double-team Devontae Adams. I think it's just, like, luck and coincidence. My prediction is Nick beats you. Considering Nick's team does well whenever he isn't here, I would probably agree with that. All right, here we go. So it looks like the Cougars won. The Bengals, I think, lost. So a good week if you're the Chicago Cougars. No, I don't want the league schedule. I want team. The Saints lose to the Steamers, so the New Orleans 3-game win streak is done. Oh, yeah, Michael Thomas. That's who it was with Pro. Yeah, because Nick fleeced him. I think Nick gave up like 4 scrubs and probably a couple mid-round picks. I remember that last year when Pro was Washington name redacted. Josh Allen. This has to be his first game where Josh Allen did not throw multiple interceptions. He was 85%. Wow. So Josh Allen was quite good. Jimmy Garoppolo, on the other hand, was not quite good. Never showed up to a divisional or conference championship game, but you showed up to the OFL Bowl and you got your butt whooped. Yeah. So RMP 2-0 in playoff games he is not at, and 0 in however many playoff losses to playoff games he's been at. That's kind of weird. Your prediction, you lose to the 76 overall Jets. I don't think you guys are going to lose, but maybe. The Eagles beat Orlando. Ooh, I think both teams are 4-3 now, I want to say. Another strong performance from Austin Buckley, who continues to play well. You're just sad. Yeah, the Cardinals are pretty much just the OFL version of the Packers. Except they're a lot more likable than the Packers. Tua was bleh. King Horse had a good game. Hunter Renfrow was kind of quiet. The Offensive Player of the Year favorite, because Madden loves their white slot receivers. This is EA Octi. It is. You never know with EA. But I would expect you guys to probably not lose. Snowhawks beat the Bills. Another close one, 27-24. Matthew Stafford threw 3 touchdowns and 4 picks. This seems like the type of stat line that OFL Matthew Stafford would have. Blake Bingham with 100 yards. Cortland Sutton with 12 catches. This looks like a pretty fun game. I would say it would have been worth a watch, but it's the Bills, so... A lot of interceptions, obviously. Did Asplaster do anything? He had 6 tackles, 1 for a loss, so he was pretty good. The Steamers won. The Steelers had a bye week. Okay, so they were already 1-5. The Texans had a bye week. Oh my goodness, the Jags won a football game. I don't believe it. 203 rushing yards. I think Toronto and Jacksonville are both 2-5 now, correct? Yeah. 2-5. Norris Doris, the X Factor, was good. So was Joe Burrow. Thank goodness Nick won last week, to where he still has to keep Discord light mode on. Madison had a big game. Eckler was pretty good, too. Deontay Harris had 1 catch. It was an 80-yard touchdown. Get the OFL Diablo legend Deontay Harris in the game more, please. Because he kind of deserves it. Keenan Allen had a nice game. What were his numbers? Pretty good. 106 yards and 2 touchdowns. Both co-commissioners are 2-5. Yeah, that's pretty wild. Reggie Peters did have 2 sacks. Peters is really going to be the next empty stats guy. Because he has like 6 sacks this year at least. The Titans got pummeled by the Packers 35-10. Katie Katz wasn't even good. And Green Bay still dominated. Teddy Bridgewater again was not good. Do we have hope? I mean, the AFC isn't all that deep. So maybe you guys can sneak in as a wild card. I can't see the Jags coming back and winning the division. But wild card is not out of the realm of possibility. Guess the new Titans coach was wrong. He said he wanted to go 1-1. So maybe they beat the Steamers. Oh yeah, he said he was gonna win out if he got IT. Yeah, that I mean, even though they didn't get IT, they're not great. The Bulldogs win their second straight, 29-27. 29-21. Apparently I can't read. We're doing one more season. Yes, so this is the second to last season. So next year is the last one for 21. Not including the sim years, which don't technically count. You left. How is the West doing? I don't think we've seen any scores from the teams in the West yet. Zeke went off. Ben Dobbins with a good game. Britton Jennings, the rookie, with a nice performance. Then I'll dislike, not because Walkie, but EA. Well, since I don't really care how the stream does, then I don't really care if you dislike it. Doesn't really hurt the OFL channel, because this channel is literally for the sole purpose of streaming, not growing. The Bills lost. The Bucks... Oh my goodness, the Chargers won a game. The Chargers won a football game. How about that? Oh my goodness, and IT got hurt. Oh my goodness. Okay, so IT gets injured. Vincenzo Pagiotti comes in, and the Chargers win. Okay, well that's something. So, if IT is hurt, how are we going to trade him? Maybe, I think this is more so a coincidence, but it's odd when IT gets hurt, the Chargers win. The Chargers put up 22 in the fourth. So this is clearly Vincenzo Pagiotti leading the way. Maybe IT was the problem. That doesn't really make sense because, I mean, IT is the only one who's done good on this team statistically, but maybe the Chargers just needed a fresh face at quarterback. And Vincenzo Pagiotti comes in and wins a game. That's pretty against a good Buccaneer team. That is really wild. The Cardinals beat the Rams 35-14. Alexei Smirnov was again quite good. Keith has not been bad this year. What is the issue with the Rams? They are nowhere near as good as they were last year, but the roster is better, and Keith has been fine. The Rams are weird. You would get hurt after saying, I don't get injured. Yeah, that'd be pretty odd. Wow, N'Keal Harry again with 2 more touchdowns. Why is N'Keal Harry so good? I don't get it. It's probably because he's playing in the slot. 2 touchdowns for Zach Campanaro, the rookie. Devontae Adams, 1 catch for 13 yards. He's done nothing all year, and it hasn't mattered. This has been a weird season. This has been a really weird season. The Chiefs lose to Carolina 21-14. Both quarterbacks were, They weren't bad, but they weren't great. I don't know if N'Keal Harry's in the Offensive Player of the Year conversation, but he's close. He's definitely, I think, nearing the discussion. Joey Fox with another good game. Even Tack Shoddy played well. What a surprise. $15 tackles for Dante Doolittle. 2 sacks for Trey Flowers. I told you you were not going to lose to the damn Jets, Apple. 17-7. Did Eddie Small not play that well again? Another mediocre game for Eddie Small, but the Colts still win. It's just that the Jets are not good. Hawk had a nice game. Malachi Arnold did something good. That's rare. Yeah, we can take a look at the league stats after Week 8, and we'll also see who are the favorites for the awards, too. Which doesn't matter, really, because obviously we vote for the awards on our own, but Darius Leonard with 2.5 sacks. That's cool. So the Cougars beat Dallas only by 3. DR3 was solid. He wasn't great, but he wasn't bad. Woodard was, Your game's going to be boring. I think the Colts and Lions is going to be a good game, to be honest. Just because Eddie Small ain't putting up numbers in sim doesn't really mean anything about watch, because watch is a totally different animal. So even though you guys are not scoring a lot in sim, I mean, you have Saquon Barkley, you have Chris Godwin, you should be able to put up numbers in a watch game. The Dolphins lose again. This time to New England. Kenneth Hawthorne was good. Riley Painter was pretty average. Now, the Dolphins do get Jose Morales back this week, but they have been on a downswing the past couple of weeks. And Painter has not played terribly at all. His numbers today weren't great, but overall he's been fine. What is the Chiefs' record now? The Chiefs are 4-3. The Niners lose to the Lions 14-10. San Francisco started the year off kind of fine. Now they're on a losing streak. Russ was good. Herbert was not. The Niners needed a quarterback. Herbert ain't it. Justin Herbert just ain't it. Miles Sanders was pretty good, though. Mark Blaylock, 7-105 and a touchdown for a running back. Is that everybody? I think that is. Who did we use her again? We used her for Ravens. Yeah, Raiders had a bye week. And the Rams lost. So that's everyone. All right. So that'll do it for week 7. The Colts have sole possession of the best record in the league. They are 6-1 with a point differential of plus 22. Yet they're 6-1. Remarkable. Cougars up their lead in the North with them winning and everybody else not winning. We'll check that after we check the standings. In the AFC South, the Colts get ahead of the Texans because Houston didn't play. The Colts' point differential is now 10 things higher than the Jags. Still a 4-game difference, though. AFC East, Buffalo extends their lead with the Dolphins losing again. AFC West, the Diablos hold on to first place. In the North, the Lions are still in first. In the South, Carolina overtakes first place. In the East, London and Columbus are still tied as they both won. And then the West, the Cardinals and Snowhawks are still tied. So what happened to IT? Dislocated elbow. He's going to be out 5 weeks. Ooh. How are we can't trade injured players. So, is he just going to stay a Charger? I think that's IT's first major injury, so I won't call him injury prone, but he might be stuck there. Players of the week: Zeke, Hawthorne, Warner, and Stephon Cloud. Pajoti and IT are really going to have to carry the Chargers to the playoffs now. Why am I talking about the playoffs with the Chargers? They're 2-5. Release him when healthy and trade for picks now. I mean, we could think of the loophole, I guess. Well, I'll think about it. I'll think about how we're going to go about this today. Okay, maybe we'll still do a trade, but the return is not going to be for as much because you're not getting IT until week 13. He's going to be the hottest free agent if he doesn't sign an extension with the new team. Yeah, everyone's going to be lining up to get him. All right, on to Detroit and Indy. I think the Colts are home? Yeah. Siri, give me a whole number between 1 and 2. Siri, again, is pick 2. So we're actually going to use our Apple's team. We, never do that. Wasn't that a thing, at the end of OFL 20? Every time we watch the Eagles, Siri picked a user of the other team. Well, that's not the case today. Colts don't really have a ton of jersey choices, but... What's good, Cobra? You guys lost to... Who did you guys lose to? You lost to the Panthers. Alright, so Apple, your choices are home, away. You could go all blue. Was that like the alternate classic? Yeah, you could do blue helmet and blue jerseys. Color rush? Alright, do you want the white helmet or the blue helmet? I'm saying this because I'm advocating for the blue helmet, but if you want to rock with the white one, that's fine because it's your choice. All blues, good. No, I want the blue jersey. Yes, we want the all blues, and that's what we're getting. Apple's a good man. Superstar X Factors, we got Saquon, the Honey Badger, Darius Leonard, Russell Wilson, Billy Costigan, and Malachi Arnold. Malachi Arnold deserves to be normal. Why is he an X Factor? And then all the superstars, including the man, the myth, the legend, Eddie Small. I think these two teams are currently the #1 seeds in their respective conferences. So technically, could this be a Super Bowl preview? Or, I guess, an OFL Bowl preview? I know we're in Week 8. I think saying that's kind of jumping the gun a little bit. But, statistically, and record-wise, these two teams have both been really good. I forgot the Lions had Allen Robinson. I thought the Raiders still had him for whatever reason. I guess not. Now I vaguely remember the Raiders trading him to Detroit. Got to see how Russ is doing on a different team. Well, Russ has been good in sim for Detroit. Now we got to see what he can do in watched against Eddie Small and the Colts. Two of the teams probably the two biggest named quarterbacks who got moved in the offseason are now ironically on two of the most improved teams in the league. We're doing upgrades probably after this week. Took us 1 year and 3 quarters, but we're gonna see the Colts. They're back. Doesn't really affect us who win. Actually, I mean, we should probably be rooting for the Lions to win for seeding, but for the purpose of Eddie Small doing well, I wouldn't mind seeing the Lions win in like a high-scoring game. Just so Eddie can cook and our seeding can be helped. Eddie does look sick in the all blues. Sadly, upgrades will happen after this. Well, maybe not right after, but maybe like tomorrow. Like I'll probably do it tomorrow, and I'll also probably figure out what we're gonna do with the whole IT thing now that he's hurt. Just show upgrades in the stream, yes, but I don't have time to do it after the stream. I might as well just make a video out of it when I have time, which will be tonight or tomorrow morning or something. It'll only be 20. Yes, but 20 minutes is a lot of time. And usually scrolling through upgrades takes more than 20 minutes. Which it should not take so long to scroll through everyone's upgrades, but since this is an EA Sports video game, that's just how it works. Unfortunately. What if it's Russ versus Dak in the OFL Bowl? That would be funny. I don't think that's likely, but that would be really fun. Imagine the Texans and the Lions in the OFL Bowl. That'd be a little bit funny. Imagine that. Sadly, it's the 78 and 79 overalls in the chat. Well, their teams happen to be rated highly, or they have good records. Their teams are not rated highly. What am I talking about? Offense is doing good. Well, I wouldn't say they're doing good yet. I mean, through 2 minutes they've been doing well, but they haven't done anything big yet. There's a nice play for Hawkinson. Seems like the TJ Hawkinson trade appears to be a win-win because we get to clear money and get another draft pick. And Hawk, meanwhile, has been a beast with the Colts so far.
Number 26, Saquon Barkley, the ball carrier. He's taken down at the 17-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Is that Malachi Arnold? I think so. Who else would be an X-Factor receiver on this team? The only one they have is Arnold. Apple win MVP and have forced 5 fumbles before you talk to me. Wapple's team is 6-1. You guys are 4-3. Eddie Small just fumbled. What was that? The offensive lineman just kicked the ball like 20 yards back. And it's picked up by Detroit. And the Lions are going to bring this to the 34. What in the hell just happened? And there's a flag. It's a holding on the Colts. So they're going to decline it and get the ball. What was that? So he fumbled it. The offensive lineman didn't feel like picking it up, so he's just going to kick it 20 yards back. And there's a holding. Not that it matters. So the Lions will get the ball after a bizarre sequence of events. EA was really trolling you on that play. Jeez, that was weird. Here is, I think, Mark Blaylock probably. Yep. For a gain of 2. The Lions are 5-2 without a good running back. That's impressive because you need a good running back in this game. And the Lions don't really have that. So that's why Eddie is I don't know if I'd call him mediocre. Let's not be name calling here. Let's not disrespect our king, Eddie Small. What a cold thing to do. That's kind of true. Ross is going to scramble with it. Whoop! Nice little move to the 11. The Lions offense is moving it. They did have really good starting field position because of a turnover, to be fair. But they're getting close. O-line fire sale besides Joel. Dalton Risner is going to get traded for a pack of peanuts after that last play. 4-2 with Sonny Michel and Thompson as the quarterback. And Kamara's going to be back, what, in 3 weeks, I think? It might be sooner. I don't remember. Nice catch! Who is 83? Is that Robinson? That looks kind of like him. Yep, Allen Robinson, mossing the defender. Is Aaron Nash yet back? Or is Aaron Nash back yet for the Lions? I can't speak. I know he was hurt. But I think he was hurt for a short amount of time. What is the deal with him? Ruptured disc. Okay, so Nash is not back. He's out 2 more weeks, so he's not playing. Talk when you're number 1. The Chiefs were number 1 in the standings, and Cobra did a lot of talking, and now they're no longer number 1 in the standings. Probably because Cobra's done a lot of talking. Sadly, Lolts. Well, for most of this year, they've been the Wolts, but today, yes, they have been the Lolts. Oh, look at Saquon! Look at Saquon! What a move! 75 yards to the house. And the Colts immediately tie it back up, and Andrew Speed is hurt. But that was a nasty spin move. Holy cow. That was pretty sweet. You're technically number 1 in your division. That's true. And Portland is known for late season collapses, so... So the Colts immediately tie it up. Who's the best running back in the league, Jax? It's still Malcolm Tremblay, and it always will be Malcolm Tremblay. But Saquon's a nice number 2. The answer is definitely Tremblay. We will not disrespect the short king himself. Is N'Keal Harry in the Offensive Player of the Year conversation? Smirnoff is definitely in the MVP discussion again. Not that he was ever really out of it, but Smirnoff is a front runner again. N'Keal Harry, he's in the discussion. I mean, he's been really impressive. Face mask against Billy Costigan, and Jalen Nitton is hurt. That's not an ideal sequence for the Indianapolis Colts. But yes, both Harry and Smirnov are probably in those discussions. Put it this way, if the season ended today, Smirnov would definitely be in the top 5 for MVP. I don't know if Harry would be in the top 5 for Offensive Player of the Year, although he'd be close. Nice gain for Blaylock. Lions' offense has been impressive so far. And Indy's defense is why they've won a lot of games. But the defense has not really been there yet tonight. Well, that'll do it for the first. We've got ourselves a good one. Lions 7, Colts 7. Harry is killing it. He would be a nice under-the-radar... Yes, he's definitely been a nice under-the-radar pickup. And he was good last year with Orlando. But he's been even better this year, and he has completely taken over the role of Devontae Adams as the #1 receiver. I get Tyrann Mathieu. Nah, just suck. Well, Tyrann Mathieu's not going to make your defense from bad to good. Not that it was bad. I mean, it is really good. But it's not like Tyrann... If he never made that trade, I don't think today's start would have been a whole lot different. I love how the Colts were dancing on the sidelines there when they're about to be losing again. Second and goal, gets it to the running back. Blaylock to the 3. They're getting close. Was he really that good? Well, I don't know if the loss of Mittens specifically, again, I don't think it made that much of a difference. It just might be that your defense is better in sim. Third and goal, nice touchdown for the tight end, whoever 46 is. I have no clue who that guy is, but he made a nice play. Phone died, shaking my head. Rest in peace to your phone. Does it need a funeral? Has it been put in a casket yet?
His kick is good. Makes the score Lions 14, Colts 7.
Sadly, Mack better than Blayfraud. Well, Blayfraud has been good today.
At their own 35-yard line.
Colts back on offense. Their last drive was short and sweet, but it resulted in a touchdown, and that's really all that mattered. Eddie Small, 7 for 7, 69 yards. Nice. And a fumble, but we're not going to include that because we're not going to talk about what Eddie Small's done poorly. We're only going to talk about what he's done well. Colts are not living up to the hype. I mean, they're only down by 7. Defensively, they've been disappointing, but the offense has been fine other than the turnover. And Eddie Small is not throwing an incompletion. Just saying. That's my MVP pick right there. Make it 9 for 9. Look at Chris Godwin go to the 5. Another quick drive for Indy, and they should be able to put up points shortly.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
Toss for Barkley, and he loses like 4. And now Titus Howard is hurt. Indy has gotten hammered by the injury bug today. Do they show him going to the locker room? They don't, so he's fine.
53 is the mic. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. 53 is the mic. 53. Check out. Here we go. Here we go. Run.
Saquon makes up the yardage. Now it's 3rd and goal at the 4. If you don't get it, I don't think they'll go for it, but they should contemplate it. Takedown injuries. Injuries make it realistic. We need injuries. Every team gets hurt. It's not just you. Oh my goodness, what a catch. By Chris Godwin for the touchdown, and Indy ties it up. He definitely got both in. I guess a better look will help us. Oh yeah, he's good. He's good. Look, 1, 2. He's good. He's in. That's a touchdown. The left foot went out shortly after the right foot went in, but his left foot was already in. And then it went out after the right foot was in. So that's a touchdown. Yeah, the play stands. Okay, good. That was the right call. So we're now tied at 14. We've had ourselves a good one. I'm happy this game got voted because it's two teams we haven't seen who've both been really good, and so far it's been a fun matchup. Although I wouldn't have mind watching, there were a few good games this week, but I definitely think this was the best one. One of these teams is about to get a substantial lead in their conference with a win today. Lions have it back. Nice run for Russ.
Wilson on the keeper. A gain of 15. First down, Lions.
Hey, that's scared. That's scared. 35's the mic. Don't let him breathe. Play that top deep. Don't let him breathe, defense.
The ball carried by number 22.
It's been the opposite of what you'd have expected. Yeah, I mean, these two teams have been really good defensively this year, and it's been an offensive clash. Welcome back, NFL Shorts. I've been nice to you, right? So please root for me. I mean, the Colts don't have a realistic chance of winning the division, so there's not really the Colts. The Titans don't have a realistic chance to win the division, not the Colts. I'm dumb. But yeah, I mean, the Titans don't really need to root against the Colts because the Titans are like 5 games back. Colts, please. Yes, the Packers definitely need Indy to win this game. They need all the Lions losses they can get. I think Green Bay is only 1 game back, and Memphis is only 1 game back too. The NFC North is very competitive between the 3 teams that you probably would not have expected them to be. But since EA hates Nick, I mean, that'll happen. The Titans jinxed you into getting injured, I guess. We already lost the division. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the AFC isn't that deep, so there's always room to possibly try to fight for a wild card spot, but with the Colts and Texans both playing really well, and the Jags being a good team, even though the record doesn't show it, I would say the Titans certainly have much of a shot in the division. Octi, lose for me. No, I don't want him. Nice catch by Barkley. Eddie Swall is now 11 of 11. Every game is a must. Yes, the NFC is definitely tougher. And you guys are in an interesting spot where you're in a very close division race, but also someone's going to not win that division and have to make it as a wild card. After the sack, it's another deep ball for Malachi Arnold. IT equals Joe Burrow plus Aaron Rodgers. IT is not as good as real-life Rodgers. I think talent-wise, IT is probably fringe top 10. I would say IT is kind of similar to Stafford in a way. Which IT should be grateful for the compliment, because that's definitely a compliment. Stafford was injury prone early in his career. I'm not saying IT is injury prone, but Stafford did get hurt a lot early when he was super young. First and goal, Saquon Barkley with the touchdown. The Colts are on top. IT equals Baker. That's a good comparison. That's a good one. That's why I'm not going to the Titans. Oh, always getting sacked and wants out. Then yes, I guess IT does equal Burrow and Rodgers. In that case, that is correct. Jags versus Tampa was a Mickey Mouse OFL Bowl, sadly. I don't think any OFL Bowl is a Mickey Mouse one unless the Chiefs win it. Which would never happen, of course. Rigged, to be honest. Yeah, Cheryl. Smirnov is at this point too good to compare to anyone. Smirnov is like Josh Allen on steroids, pretty much. And Josh Allen is like anyone else on steroids. Why Mayfield? Because he got arrested. Well, I don't think the comparison has to do with Baker being a dummy in college. Guess you're not getting... It looks like you're not. I suppose. Love that 3/4 of the offensive line is injured and the other one kicked the ball back 34 yards. Yeah. Your offensive line's not at a great day. And you still have 21 points. There's been one incompletion the entire game. That's unbelievable. Against two really strong defenses. You guys lost by like 35 to Green Bay. Yeah, you guys got killed. Or no, it might have only been 25. I don't remember exactly how much, but it was a lot. Put it that way. IT stands for I leave my teams. That's good. That's funny. And true. And the Lions are not going to score because of EA Sports clock management. Scuda isn't a felon, sadly, unlike Baker. Imagine supporting tried to run from the cops boy. Couldn't be me. So the Colts have the lead at halftime. They have like 100 more yards than Detroit. The Colts are averaging 14 yards a play. Jesus Christ. Scuda is Lamar. I don't know if Scuda's that good yet. He's close. He's probably the closest thing to Lamar Jackson in this league, but I don't know if he's quite at that level. I don't want to see this screen, EA. Thank you, EA, for cooperating. Just Dalton Risner wanted to pump the ball 34 yards. You guys should probably be up by 14. What's good, Nick? Welcome in. You guys lost your first game to the Jags. Believe it or not, RMP actually won a game. So, you guys are what now, 2-5? I think everybody in the NFC North also won last week. So, you didn't miss anything good for the Thunderbirds, put it that way. No, the Jags only won by like 3. I think it was, hold on, let me check the score. I think it was close. I don't think they won by a lot. I think we were all just shocked that the Jags won a game. Yeah, 28-21. Doris played pretty well, but your rush defense was really bad. Russ on the run across his body. How did he complete that? Holy smokes. You're part of the Eddie is Great fan club. Well, welcome into the club. Watch us go 2-14 and get the #1 pick. I mean, that wouldn't be that surprising. Draft picks don't have as much value this offseason since it is for last offseason, but the #1 pick will definitely still have value. Of course, the time RMP wins, it's versus me. Yeah, pretty rough. Ruff still has only thrown 1 incompletion, and that's 1 more than Eddie Small has thrown. Nick, do you guys still have your first-round pick? I know you have a few. But do you guys still have your own? Or don't the... No, the Eagles have it. Yeah. The Eagles are really going to have 2 top picks. Lions bring it to the 1. They have a chance to tie it up here quickly. And they do with Blaylock. This has been a really good game so far. This has been an offensive battle. Aren't you guys, like, good? Well, clearly not today. They're getting torched by Russell Wilson and friends. This game might see both teams score like 50. Okay, I don't know about that, but the way these offenses are playing right now... Still only 1 incompletion the entire game. Dalton Risner has kicked the ball back 20 yards the same amount of times that an incompletion has been thrown today. That's pretty random. Final score prediction, Lions 31, Colts 35. I could see that. Eddie is now 14 for 14. You hate your defense so much. Reggie Peters had 2 sacks. The rest of the defense sucked, per usual, but Reggie did good. Thanks for the jinx. So the Lions are going to win now. Can we just book it? There's a part of me that just can't see Indy losing until Eddie Small throws an incompletion. Because Eddie Small has been on target every pass tonight. Because everyone's been complete. Hey, Nick, I'll take Reggie Peters off your hands if you want. Yeah, Nick might need Smirnoff to consider that. Oh, an incompletion! He finally did it! Eddie Small threw an incompletion after 2.5 quarters. Call me A.S. Muncher. Well, I could call you A.S. without the dots. I could say the word. But for the purpose of proper spelling, it would be A.S. Muncher. What a guy. Octi, you jinxer. Look good. I mean, mainly he had that one really big run. He hasn't done a whole lot of that, but he's been overall fairly good. On first down, Eddie Small with a deep pass. What kind of coverage is that? Of all the people you choose not to cover, why would it be Chris Godwin? There was nobody in like a 50-mile radius of him. Literally, there was nobody close. They just said, I don't really feel like covering him. That really, does Chris Godwin have a virus? That would be my only reasonable explanation, because they were clearly distancing themselves away from him. That was bad. You know who's not been bad today, though? Chris Godwin, who's been really good. Where's the defense? I don't know. I don't know. That was really bad. That seems like something the 2020 Lions would do. Not the OFL Lions, who are actually good. They were just trying to be safe, damn it. Well, no one got hurt on that play, and everyone had fun. So at the end of the day, that's all that matters. How is Norris Doris's daddy? Well, I don't know who Norris Doris's father is, but whoever he is, hopefully he's doing good. Who got hurt? I didn't see. It was an offensive lineman who is on the sideline, so he's fine. You play the Bucks week 8, so that means you're losing. Didn't the Bucks just lose to somebody they shouldn't have? The Bucks just lost last week. Oh, yeah, it was to the Chargers. If you can't beat a team who can't beat the Chargers, then that's pretty bad. Dalton Risner kicked it more than the Lions punter that one time. Well, speaking of the Lions punter, it looks like he's going to be back in business because the Colts got to stop. No one got injured. The next play, some random guy got hurt. That's funny. I really jinxed it. Nearly a what a punt. Not quite. So the Colts can really build up this lead. If Indy can win this game by multiple scores, I think it's fair to call them a legit OFL Bowl contender. Is Apple really bad at win a ring? I never thought I'd see the day. Colts offense is currently fuego at the moment. You would be correct. Risner for MVP. Ever since that play, there's been a fire lit under the Colts offense, so maybe Risner is the MVP. That's going to be probably a pass interference. Right? Yep. Automatic first down, assuming it's on Detroit, which it is. Chris Thomas only moves up 5 yards, but the automatic first down is a pretty big deal. Imagine not having five them, sadly. Who? I'm confused. I'm major confusion. Imagine not having Eddie Small. Facts. Imagine if we picked Eddie Small over Chippendale. Well, first of all, where would Chip be? Second of all, what would the rest of the league look like? And would Eddie Small be as good? Remember, Small only had star dev when he got picked. His dev went up after his really good rookie year. He was worse than Chip, though. Of course. Watching Eddie Small incomplete pass right here. Well, we've not seen much of those today, but maybe. Small worse than Smirnov? I mean, everybody's worse than Smirnov, so that doesn't really say too much. Well, that's not an incompletion. That looks like another line touchdown, this time from 56 for Devin Duvernay. And the Colts offense looks like they cannot be stopped by anybody right now. Eddie Small is having an all-time performance today. I know the Colts are not my team, but as the president of the Eddie Small fan club, that's my quarterback. If you switch Smirnov and Painter, do you think their career paths flip? I don't totally disagree with that. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. I think sometime, like, towards the NFL FL 21, I think we're, like, kind of going to, like, redo it, in a way. Like, we redo the fantasy draft, and we redo, like, the draft classes, and just have, like, a day where we just experiment for a couple hours and see what happens. That would be a lot of fun. Well, you're glad Apple's having a fun time. It's a shame the Thunderbirds aren't. Lions scored 10 points, and your prediction will be right, yeah. Fraudulent commish. Cool. At least one admin's having fun. For whatever reason, I thought that was an interception. The way the receiver, like, ran back, that just felt like an interception animation. Oh, well. Get blown, Lions. I guess blown is a new vocabulary word. Third and 2, nice first down. The Lions are not out of it. Detroit's offense has played well today. It's just that Indy's has been a little bit better. You meant I figured you meant blown or blowed or something. Blown is kind of a cool word. My team, despite the fact they have so many weapons on offense, is absolutely terrible. Yeah, pretty much. This game has 3 incompletions so far. Yeah, that's really wild. We really went from watching Andy Morrison for a whole game to this. I feel like that's disrespectful. Andy Morrison played well. I gotta give him his credit. But, yes, this has definitely been a different game compared to the last one. There's a nice throw for A-Rob. Breaks a tackle inside the 10. The Lions are not done. This has been a fun game. This has been maybe the most fun game of the year so far. Ooh, nice hit. I don't know who 38 is. The Honey Badger. That was a nice hit. We need to watch these two teams more. Who do they play next week? If they have fun games, they're definitely going to be on the ball. The Colts play nobody. It looks like they have a bye week. And the Lions play Houston. Nice sack by Honey Badger, by the way. But Lions, Texans. That's a good game. That's a good game. 3rd and goal. Doesn't quite reach the end zone, but it gets him to the 2. So it's 4th and a lot more manageable now. Definitely a massive jump in QB play. Watching Carson Wentz to Russ and Eddie. So now this is going to be some Wentz slander in here. I dig it. I mean, both Russ and Eddie have played better today than Wentz did in the first game. And Wentz did play against the Ravens defense. So, fair point. 4th and goal. Lions keep the game alive. Blaylock with another touchdown. Your Cardinals watch games were fun. Your team goes down by 10, and then you threaten to trade everybody, and then you destroy your opponents. Yes, the Cardinals games have been fun. Russ versus... I'm now just realizing you're right. That's Russell Wilson versus the Texans. Do we even need a poll for Week 9? I want to watch Lions and Texans now. For the storylines and the fact that they're both good teams. Wentz slander is not tolerated at this moment. I mean, Wentz's team is 5-2. But Russ is playing well against a good defense. Eddie Small is playing well against a good defense. Wentz was... I mean, he was efficient, but he was fairly mediocre against the Ravens. Mahomes plays Toronto next week? We might just need a stream dedicated to Week 9. Mahomes plays Toronto and Russ plays Houston in the same week. That's not right. I want to watch both of those games. I mean, the Thunderbirds aren't good, though. That's the problem. Maybe if Toronto wins today. Who do the Thunderbirds play? Let me see. They play the... Oh, yeah, they play the Bucks. That's right. So probably not, but... The Bucks just lost to the Chargers, so they can lose to anyone. Third and 4 now, 3 minutes to go. First down here will be really big. Who do I play? Who do I play? Okay, so the Texans play against the Packers. That game was on the poll. And the Caps play the Bengals. Oh, the Colts got it. I wasn't even looking. I probably should have. I'm like, this is such a big play. And then I just proceed to not look at the screen. We aren't good because our defense apparently forgot how to play football. That's true. So now we're considering watching a game where you guys play Patrick Mahomes. Well, to be fair, Portland can't really run the ball. So you got that going for you. Why didn't you slide, Eddie? You can't be taking hits, dude. Eddie already fumbled it once today. Why are we throwing at the 99 overall running back? I really don't know. I mean, Eddie's as good as Eddie Small's been. He's been as close to automatic as you can get, but you guys should be running the ball. Eddie Small is like Gardner Minshew in week... Was Minshew good in week 1? I don't remember. I just knew they won. Because that was the only game Jacksonville won. Barkley with the first. They are now in field goal range, so it seems like the Colts should have this game won. Another first down for Barkley. Yeah, I think the Colts have iced it. Barkley is in the zone. Uh-oh, I didn't even notice that, but yeah, you're right. First and goal. Saquon just says, get off me, little boy. Hawkinson is hurt, though, but that was a nasty run. I think Barkley has 3 touchdowns today. Who's going to win Offensive Player of the Week, Saquon or Eddie? Probably Eddie. Remember if Jacksonville's not satisfied with 1-0 tweet. That's a classic. That's a classic. This is the beginning of the end. I wouldn't say that. I mean, the Lions played tough and they lost to a good team. I wouldn't be overly worried about them. I don't think the Lions are elite, but I still think this is a team who, if they play well enough, should be able to not only make the playoffs, but be a threat to win a game or two. I mean, the Lions didn't play poorly. I mean, on offense, they didn't play poorly. Defensively, ugh. But they're also playing a really talented Colts offense who has an X-Factor running back, the best receiver in the league. I'm going to say it. Chris Godwin's the best. And they have Eddie Small. So, Dalton Risner is now a meme because of that kick. Lions make your defense look elite. That's so true. That's funny. Down to 43 seconds. Russ just needs to heave up a prayer. How? Right as I said it, he heaves it up into triple coverage, and Allen Robinson comes down with it. So the Lions want to keep this one alive for a little bit longer. I'm not ready to say N'Keal Harry is better than Chris Godwin because Godwin's been elite for multiple years. Godwin was an Offensive Player of the Year candidate the past 2 seasons, and he's probably going to be one again at this pace. So although N'Keal Harry's been good, Lions have to get the onside kick to keep the game alive. And they don't. So Indy will hold on to win because the Lions only have 1 timeout. So it's done. Who was the user? We usered the Colts today. That might be the game of the year. It might be. Of course, YouTube buffers just before the catch happens. Why does YouTube buffer for you at like the worst times, it seems like? So a statement win for Indy. Why is there a giant X in the middle of the field? Come on, EA. But Indy's offense definitely showed out today. Eddie Small was fantastic. Saquon Barkley was fantastic. Chris Godwin was fantastic. The Lions' offense was great, too. Russell Wilson was phenomenal. Eddie Small had a perfect passer rating, and Russ was close. Yeah, these two were both extraordinary today. Mark Blaylock was good. He had 2 touchdowns, but Saquon had 3. Gerald Grant was good. Allen Robinson was great. Godwin was great. This was a really fun game. But now it's sim time. Get lost, Lions. Scram. Time to go 2-6. Time to go 1-7. I'm going to enjoy losing once again. Probably. The win goes to Dalton Risner. What happened to Mitten? Is he actually, like, hurt? No, he's good. Okay. What about Hawk? They don't have any new injuries, so it seems like everyone's fine. Yeah, everyone's fine. All right, let's simulate forward. We're officially halfway through the year, technically. Time for a classic Raiders midseason collapse. The Texans lost. Green Bay goes 2-0 today. The Jags won. The Jags go 2-0 today. And the Titans lose. How about Green Bay and Jags? Specifically Green Bay. Are the Packers a force to be reckoned with? So, the Jaguars beat the Cougars. That's a good win. DR3 was not great. Yeah, I think Daniel Romer III looked like the MVP favorite for a while. I still think he's probably in like that top 5, but I don't think he's the favorite. Joe Burrow was not that good. Alexander Madison's been cooking for them. Malachi Kidd struggled. So, are the Jags back? Are the Jags back? They started 1-5, but are they, you know, good again? Yeah, EA, just allow Green Bay to be good. Wolves are a force to be reckoned with. I think through 8 weeks, the Colts have been the best team in the league. I don't think that's very disputable. Ooh, Dallas beats Portland. Interesting. Matt Woodard was quite good. Mahomes was pretty average. When we get devs, we showed all the hidden devs last stream, yesterday. Marvin Jones had Superstar. Two and a half sacks for DeForest Buckner. The Diablos barely beat the Sentinels. A little bit close, but I'll take it. We had a lot of yards for only scoring 17 points. Tua outplayed Phil. Phil was not that impressive. Neither of them were great. Running the ball, Dalvin Cook was quite good. Arnold had a touchdown. Why is Bill Browning getting more touches than Tyler Lockett? I know I've slandered Lockett, but like, Corvette Boy had a nice game per usual because he's the second best receiver in the league behind Godwin. Damn it, Orlando, you had one job. You're going QB in this draft 100%. That would be wise. Because your quarterbacks are not great. The Dolphins get back on the win column. Now, it is against the Jets. That's not a huge deal. But the Dolphins were really starting to go downhill. They needed to win this game. And Riley Painter goes off. 4 touchdown passes. If the Dolphins start winning games... Riley Painter went to Arkansas? I never noticed that. Huh. But if the Dolphins start winning games, Riley Painter could be a sneaky MVP candidate. Making a tap for just AFC West smack talk, and you're not stopping me. Okay, I won't stop you. Jose Morales in his return back at 75 yards at a touchdown. Mark Andrews dominated. 12 catches, 119 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Yeah, so it does not look like the Jets will be making another AFC Championship game. Which, for their sake, is good, because they can't win AFC Championship games. Marvin Jones, 6 touchdown game prediction. You're just now noticing he went to Arkansas? Yes. I'm literally just noticing that. I've probably seen it before, but it never, like, registered to me. So the Packers ended up beating Houston 33-21. Green Bay has won 4 out of their last 5. I wouldn't say you're out of the playoffs officially. I mean, you're not eliminated, but you're also not going to make it. Oh, wow, look at Katie Katz, 4 touchdowns. Okay. Katie Katz is figuring it out. Green Bay is a legit team. Chris Carson was pretty good. He only had 6 carries, though. That's oddly low. Why did I was about to say, why did Jalen... Wait, Dak is back, right? No, Dak is not back. Jalen Hurts is still the quarterback. Okay. Kasim Lamb, 11 for 167 and 2. 506 yards gained. Did I see that right? Yes, you did. Houston's defense on paper is not good. Dean Savage, the X Factor with 2 sacks. He is X Factor, right? I think he does. Are there any quarterback good... Well, I have not seen the draft class yet, so I have no clue. The Panthers beat the Saints, so New Orleans was on a nice little win streak. Now they're on a little losing streak. Baker and Garoppolo were both fine. Welcome to the bad defense club, Naruto. Wow, Carolina just pounded the rock. J.K. Dobbins and Zach Moss were both very good. And Tommy Knighton had 2 touchdowns. Aaron Donald with 2 sacks. New England has won 3 of 4. I mean, they've beaten the Titans, the Dolphins, and the Steelers, who combined have like 5 wins. So, it's not like New England's I mean, the Dolphins are fine, but, I mean, New England's playing the teams that are on their schedule, and they're beating them. Dear God, Kyler's been bad with the Steelers so far. I think Kyler's played 2 games for them, and they were both awful. Why is Kyler so inconsistent in this game? Kenneth Hawthorne was good. He threw 3 touchdowns, though. Nice amount of yards for Curtis Samuel. Nick Chubb had a good game. DJ Moore played well. New England's a good team on paper. With the AFC East being weak, could New England win this division? And could they do damage in a watched game setting? Because of all the X factors and star power they have on their defense. The Raiders lost to Baltimore. Didn't Lucario say Marvin Jones was going to score 6 touchdowns? Instead, his team scored 6 points. They really lost to the Ravens. Andy Morrison with another strong performance. Marvin Jones, on the other hand, was bad. So, with the 2 first-round rookie quarterbacks facing off, Morrison, surprisingly, was better. Didn't see that coming. Andy Morrison's had back-to-back strong performances. I don't think playoffs are out of the realm of possibility for the Raiders. What are you guys, 4-3? Yeah, I wouldn't be hitting the panic button yet. Rams had a bye week. Ravens won. Saints lost. Sentinels lost. Snowhawks lost. Steamers beat the Titans 28-21, so the Steamers go 2-0 today as well. What are they, like 5-2? The Steamers are quiet, 5-2. Josh Allen had another good game. Teddy Bridgewater was again not very good. Tajik was the leading rusher. Michael Pittman was really good. Ronnie Stanley allowed 4 sacks. Looks like 3 of which went to Khalil Mack. Josh Allen also had 2. Just make my division rivals go 2-0. Well, you probably go 0-2. Oh, you won! 31-28. Pretty rough day for the Bucks. They really lost to the Chargers and the Thunderbirds. Is Tampa Bay a contender again, or are they just not that good? Norris Doris played worse than he did in the first game. That's odd. Jordan Love was fine. McCaffrey played well. Aaron Jones with a big game. Traquan Smith also scored. Mecole Hardman had 10 catches for 63 yards. This is like the most anti-Mecole Hardman stat line I've ever seen. Who do you guys play next? I will be showing the weeks 9 and 10 schedule after we go through all of these games. So we'll get a good look there. A lot of players at sacks. Including Reggie Peters, Defense Player of the Year favorite, probably. Can I put Kober at quarterback 1? I sure can, Chief. The Bengals beat the Caps. Wow, okay. Columbus scored 7. And, whoa, hold on. The Caps outgained them in rushing and passing. And they still lost. And they still scored 7. Lamar was good. Wentz was not great. Unfortunately for the Caps, they can't get IT now because IT is hurt. Because now would be a pretty good time. Sterling Shepard was quite impressive. Katie Katz, Rookie of the Year. Rookie of the Year race is real close. I think Marvin Jones, Doris, and Katie Katz are all neck and neck. And if Andy Morrison keeps playing well, he's in the discussion too. So this Offense Rookie of the Year race is looking like a really fun one right now. I think Katie Katz probably leads all the rookies in touchdowns if I were to guess, but he also probably leads in interceptions. Ooh, the Cardinals barely squeak by the Bills, but they do. 21-19. Alexei Smirnov did not throw a lot of yards. He did throw 3 touchdowns, though. Stafford was fine. You don't know if you should sell or if you should buy. I mean, last year you sold, and then you won games, so... N'Keal Harry was quiet today. 4 catches, 17 yards. He did have a touchdown. Did Devontae do anything? Yes, he did. 6 for 65. Devontae Adams finally showing up. Mitch Trubisky, 112 pass. Mitch Trubisky is a backup, so he barely played. Yeah, he threw 1 pass. Did I see... Hold on. Did I just see what I think I just saw? Adrian Ashblaster had 2 sacks. Let's go. That's my Defensive Rookie of the Year. Chargers at a bye week. The Chargers did not lose a game today. They went 1-0. The Chiefs at a bye week. Colts won. We used the Colts, so that's everyone. All right. We're officially, technically, halfway through the year. Who's the LFO Bowl favorite? Probably the Colts and Diablos. The Steamers are now the #1 seed in the NFC. Looking at the AFC North, the Bengals made up some ground on Chicago. In the South, the Colts have upped their lead to 1.5 over the Texans. In the East, it looks like a 3-way race with the Bills, Patriots, and Dolphins all within half a game of each other. The Dolphins are the only team with a positive point differential, though. The Jets have lost 6 in a row. In the AFC West, the Diablos have extended their lead with winning 2 games today. Chiefs and Raiders did not win anything today. In the NFC North, the Steamers, Lions, and Packers are all within half a game of each other. And Toronto won. So there's that. In the South, Carolina has upped their lead with everybody else losing. In the East, the Bulldogs are now half a game ahead of Columbus. And then in the West, Arizona is now a full game ahead of the Snowhawks. So we're going to look at Week 9 schedule. We're going to look at players of the week. We're going to look at midseason stats and then see what Madden has the awards at currently. And then injuries. And then that'll probably end the stream. Who knew you guys would be this good? Not me. I figured you guys would be a lot better, but I was not expecting this. So Week 9, Rams-Packers is a pretty good game. Eagles-Bulldogs is good. Jags-Dolphins is interesting. A lot of these games are really good. Mahomes versus Toronto. Diablos Raiders. Russ versus Houston. Cardinals Steamers. Both of those teams are 5-2. So this is gonna be a good game too. Are you the coach of the year favorite? Probably. You're out. I think IT's out for 4 more. It's either 3 or 4. We'll check when we see the injuries. Week 10, Eagles Caps is a good game. Saints. Saints aren't really that good right now. Texans Steamers is pretty good. Pats Bills isn't bad. Panthers Sentinels isn't bad. Cardinals Snowhawks is good. Cougars Chiefs is good. Alright, so we've got a lot of good games. Did you guys win? Believe it or not, you guys did win. So the Jags are now 3-5. IT got hurt in Week 7, and then his backup came in and they won. I think IT is out for 4 more weeks. Players of the week, Katie Katz, Riley Painter, Dean Savage, and Jamel Dean. Painter won it over Eddie Small. Painter was great, but I don't agree with that. I think Eddie Small should have won it. Although, again, Riley Painter was outstanding, so. Are you on the Coach of the Year ballot? Well, the Coach of the Year ballot's mainly for bad teams who became good, and you guys were already good. But possibly. We'll see. All right, so let's see. Katie Katz is 2nd in yards. Who leads in touchdowns? Lamar, Russ, and Buckley. I think the MVP discussion as of now... wow, Burrow's numbers are kind of good. There is no clear MVP favorite at all. There's no favorite. There's just a bunch of guys who are really close together. Like, how am I supposed to pick someone? I don't have a favorite. There's so much good quarterback play this year that I have genuinely no idea who the favorite would be. Maybe Smirnov? I don't know. It's just so good. Do any starters have no interceptions? Dak does, although Dak's missed time. Jared Goff for real MVP. Mitch Trubisky is 1st in passer rating. Among starters, 1st is Alexei Smirnov, so I guess he's the favorite. DR3, Buckley, Skuta, Russ, and Burrow all high in the mix. Painter, Chip, Mahomes, Eddie, Keith, a lot of good options. The rushing leader is Saquon Barkley. Him and McCaffrey are both putting up great numbers. Josh Jacobs is having a nice year. Why is he doing better than Dalvin? I made the trade because Dalvin is better in Madden Sim, not worse. I think it's fair to say I lost that Dalvin, Josh Jacobs trade. Even though you've been bad, Burrow's been elite. Burrow has been very good. So if you guys start winning some games again, I think Burrow's back in the MVP discussion. If you guys keep playing well. We're doing skill points later, like tomorrow or something. Kasim Lamb is the leading receiver. I would not have guessed that. Lamb is also 1st in receptions by a wide margin. Huh. I would have guessed it would have been like Renfro or Godwin. Gil Fishman is 511? Jeez. I'm surprised N'Keal Harry's that low. I thought he would have been higher. Where's Godwin? And where's Corvette? I had to have passed them. Like 414. I thought he'd be higher. Where is Corvette Boy? He has to be like in the 500s. He has to be. Yeah, there's no way he's lower than Kirk. Yeah, he's at 571. Okay, good. I was going to say. I was a little bit worried there for a second. Most sacks allowed. Jedrick Wills with 9. Ronnie Stanley has 8. Jeez. Brian Buckclincher with 6. What happened to Judy? Judy's been out for most of the year. I think he's supposed to be back fairly soon. See how many rushing yards Saquon had? We checked the box score. I think he had like 100 something. Might have been like 130. We'll do by conference. So the sack leader in the AFC is Yannick Ngakoue with 8.5. Asplaster has 5.5? I didn't realize he had that many. Nice. In the NFC, it is Reggie Peters with 8. The interceptions we got in the NFC, Denzel Ward has 4. Wow. Hardesty, Boyett, and Griffin have 3. And then in the AFC, Kyle Duggar and Marcus Peters have 3. So skill points will be week 17. Yeah, pretty much. Who's high in tackles? Devin Bush leads in tackles by a lot. Didn't he lead the league in tackles last year, too? I know he was up there. Has anybody not missed a kick? That's my next question. Looks like quite a few guys. Brandon McManus is perfect. Justin Tucker. Why has he only attempted 4 field goals? Mark Carpenter is perfect. Lawrence Stewart is perfect. And that's everyone's only 3. Who's punted it the most? Detroit has punted it the most. I guess because they've played 8 games and a lot of teams have only played 7. Least amount of punts is Michael Dixon. How many special teams touchdowns do we have? Miles Collins and Tyler Lockett with kick return. And then punt return. Mark Blaylock. Tyron Gordon returns punts? Huh. And Jeremiah Harris. So who's the MVP favorite? Everyone leave their guess. My guess is... I'm going to guess Smirnoff. But it literally could be like... The true answer is definitely Dalton Risner. Sort touchdowns for wide receivers. Okay, I can do that while we get some guesses in. Smirnoff. I doubt it'll be Katz. I think Katz will definitely be in the top 10. Hunter Renfrow leads. That's not really a surprise. Smirnoff, Eddie Small, of course. Another guess for Smirnoff. All right, the MVP favorite through 8 weeks is Lamar Jackson. Where the hell is Smirnoff? He's 8th? What? Okay, so Lamar's first. Burrow, Russ, Katz, Carson, Painter, Buckley, Smirnoff, Stafford, and Watson. Yeah, I disagree with a lot of this. Good thing we vote on our own awards, damn it. Coach of the Year, Apple. That's certainly something that could happen. DR3 was not in the top 10, and neither was Scuda. I disagree with both of those. Phil should be in the top 10, too. This is why we do awards ourselves. Are you in the Coach of the Year race? Probably. Yeah. AFC Offensive Rookie of the Year, currently Marvin Jones over Morrison, although Britton Jennings' numbers were really good. I only do 3 players in the Rookie of the Year ballot. Why is Asplaster not first? I only do 3 players in Rookie of the Year ballot, but for Offensive Rookie of the Year, we might have to do more, because there are so many good candidates. Jones, maybe Morrison, Jennings, Katz, Doris. A lot of guys. Yeah, Britton Jennings is the #1 receiver in the AFC as a rookie. By the way, Juju in 9th. Where's Tak Shadi? I don't see him. Therefore, Juju is better than Tak Shadi. Is Reggie just not leading Depoy? I swear. He probably won't, because tackles matter way too much in this game. Najee Freeman is 3rd. He's an 86. Wow. NFC Offensive Player of the Year is Russell Wilson. Smirnoff is in 2nd. There we go. Defensive Player of the Year is Fred Warner. Reggie Peters is in 7th. They currently have Katz above Doris. I think statistically Katz should be a little bit higher, but it is definitely close. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Morphus McCollum. The superstar, Smirnoff is best quarterback. N'Keal Harry's in 3rd for best receiver, by the way. Shouldn't Kasim Lamb be 1st? I mean, he outnumbers Renfrow in catches and yards by a decent margin. Although Renfrow's numbers are really good, too. So I'm not really going to argue it. All right, interesting. There we go. Lamar Jackson is the favorite for the MVP. I don't really agree with that. That's an odd one. That's definitely an odd one. All right, let's check the injury report and see what we got. Miles Boykin, I think that's new. Tyler Lockett broke his wrist, so now we can't trade him. Damn it. I wanted to trade him. I don't really care, but oh well. Judy is 2 more weeks. Nash is 1. Slay is back, so Pokemon, if you want to take him off of IR and cut someone, you can do that. I don't know if Pokemon's here at the moment, but if he is, there you go. Rigo only has 1 more week. Fournette only has 1 more. Doesn't look like there are a lot of new injuries other than IT. Dak only has 1 more. Igbo, I think, is new. He's out 4 with a knee cartilage tear. Ed Oliver, torn labrum. That's new. Kamara has 2 more weeks. And Sony Michel fractures his foot. So the backup is out for Arizona. Do it. Cut a backup quarterback now. Okay. IT has 4 more weeks. And that's everyone. I think I have to use the Packers to do this. So we'll do that. And then that'll probably end the stream. I don't think we have to do anything else. Igbo, I'm not paying you to be hurt. Alright, so we'll take Slay off of IR. Oh, can I not do it on the screen? Do I have to do it in injuries? Maybe I can't now because it hasn't been 8 weeks. Yeah, I think he needs to be on IR for 8 weeks, and I think this would be the 8th week. So I think we can do it next week. If you want to cut a backup quarterback now to save time once Slay is healthy, you can do that, or you can just wait. Yeah, you can cut Dylan or Bobby if you want. Want to see Lamar? I'll show Lamar stats again before we finish off. But yeah, if there's anyone here you want to cut Pokemon, you can put them in the chat or in the cuts tab. Epstein, okay. So after week 9, we'll take, or as soon as we can take him off IR, we will. I think Lamar's numbers were good. I don't know if they were MVP caliber, though. Katie Katz is second in... Oh, yeah, we already established that Katie Katz was second in yards. Lamar is third in yards, 19 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. I think that's tied for first. So I guess that kind of makes sense. I mean, Lamar's interceptions are a little bit high, but he is very high in yards and touchdowns, so I guess that makes sense. And his team isn't terrible. Who leads in yards per game? Matthew Stafford does. Oh, Stafford's first in yards, so I guess that makes sense. Matt Ryan is in second, huh? Reminder, Pokemon pick Epstein over Doris. That's right. Well, Katie Katz is better than Doris for 8 weeks, so I don't really think he's too upset. Although Doris is X Factor and Katz has Star, so maybe. Maybe. But that will end the stream. I hope everybody enjoyed. Trade deadline, I'm going to make an announcement for it shortly. The trade deadline will be Saturday, and that's when we're going to stream weeks 9 and 10. So you have Saturday to get your trades in. I know it's week 9. Technically, the trade deadline would be week 8, but we're pushing it back 1 week. And then we'll figure out what the hell we're going to do with Isaiah Thomas with the injury stuff. But, yeah, hope everybody enjoyed. Peace out.